Alright everyone, aloha and hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm stationed here in Hawaii and the world is not falling apart. We're all just gotta internally dive. Anyway, this is just a brief about like how I have high functioning autism or Asperger's syndrome. Some pretty cool people in life have that, like Einstein did, Tesla, like a pro surfer, that's a lie, is Clay Marzo. He has Asperger's syndrome. Really awesome people out there in this world, brilliant people. But anyway, video games, Asperger's, high functioning autism, and video games or computer games, and or smartphone games, because it's pretty much the same. Computer, smartphone games. Video games are a little bit different, way more high echelon, high tech. I don't believe that like violent and like super instant gratifying things are really good for us, for people with high functioning autism. Things that take a while, like RuneScape, to just like get a little bit of experience in, and then once you like attain a goal or achieve something, once you complete a task, or people like to say accomplish, then you feel really good about yourself, and it teaches us more about like in real life and the worldly things, because the world doesn't really give two rips if you have a functioning autism. I was blessed because I wasn't raised in like a sheltered environment about that, so I can really handle business and whatnot. And there's nothing wrong with sheltering your highly autistic child, something like that, if they don't have high functioning autism. But if they have high functioning autism or Asperger's syndrome, you gotta allow them to like learn coping mechanisms with worldly things, and how, and part of everything is a coping mechanism to us. So everything, like absolutely everything, every word that we hear, everything. So every reaction, every sound, that's why sounds are super like, whoa, some things are just out of this world. Usually sharp sounds or like loud, sudden sounds. I know usually things startle or scare people, but people with like, on the autism spectrum, like will get really perturbed almost, because it's like, oh my God, our world just fell apart. But we need things that like consistently guide us along the world's timeline and how things get done in this dimension, like building projects. Models are good as well, but this is about video games and how it's helped me. So my mom, who's really on it when she raised me without like lots of those TV video games, and it helped me. And autism wasn't a big thing back then, especially in Hawaii. It still isn't really in Hawaii, especially on island to island. It's not like you can just drive across the state, and a plane ride is really expensive for us to commute. But anyway, across the body of water. But she raised us without those super flashy, instant gratifying video games. So we got raised doing puzzles and whatnot, and like we had Game Boys, Game Boy Advances, Game Boy Colors. But if you think about it, the video games and the types of games and the concepts behind those games are a little bit different than anything that one would really gain or learn from on the TV. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of really fun and constructive ones for the TV, but this is just how I was raised. So I end up finding RuneScape something as a fun game, because it wasn't super violent, it didn't have profanity, it didn't have like nakedness or sex or anything like that, and the only real violence was like natural things, like killing a cow, or like what medieval, you know, it's like, it's really like, it's make-believe kind. But the things that one can learn behind it are super irreplaceable, like just working slowly and steadily and consistency and one little thing at a time to reach big goals, like what every player has dreamed of, accomplishes, achieves, or is automatically gunning for as a goal when they open up an account, is a 99 stat. And getting a 99 in RuneScape is something like in real life, and learning how to balance those two is really neat, and it actually helped me and helps me currently in my adult life. And I do own an LLC and whatnot, and yeah, people with high functioning autism can have happily ever after kind of romantic relationships. And I'm not going to hate on anything else besides that. None of the sex and all that stuff. What gender, all of that, you know. To ever, all for one and one for all. Each their own. Nothing can replace what true love really is. Okay, anyway, subscribe, comment, check out my other videos if you like RuneScape. If you have autistic children, check out my videos, see what it's about. Maybe they can play it. And yeah, it actually is a cool game. And having high functioning autism is really cool. It's a blessing in disguise for all those who want to look within themselves and internally enough, and actually conquer their inner doubts, demons, whatever negative label people have behind that. But like, we're not like any different from anyone else. We just don't know how to process lots of social things like anyone else, and also just other things, side things, you know, like noises, and like people think that we have ADHD sometimes. People think that we have depression sometimes. It's so misdiagnosed. It's getting less misdiagnosed, and younger adults like myself are finding out that we have high functioning autism, and it's an ego breaker, but then later on it's an ego booster. So anyway, aloha, keep it solid. I don't drink, but if you can be a gentleman and drink, aloha. And everyone else, stay good.